Hello, everybody! Welcome to the next Sunday Funday, of course, which is about a movie that nobody really seemed to care about that much. Though it actually made quite a bit of money considering it only opened in like 2,000 theaters. And hey, we were able to go see Super Troopers 2! And no, we were not going to go see I Feel Pretty because I have heard nothing about that. I haven't even seen a trailer for I Feel Pretty.
I've seen a trailer. It doesn't look funny.
It's an Amy Schumer movie,
Yeah.
so I mean, it's probably 30,000 jokes that she stole from somebody and is claiming now as her own. Yeah, Amy Schumer's a joke stealer. No surprise there, she's not very funny.
All I know is what I've seen of her, it's like not very funny.
She just tries to be raunchy for raunchy's sake, but never has a punchline. That's the worst part. But hey, we don't want to talk about Amy Schumer. We're going to try and talk about Super Troopers 2, of course. An actual comedy that came out this weekend. And we're going to let Megan lead it off because she didn't even see the first one. I was going to show it to her. I just couldn't find my copy. Yeah, we're going to let Megan give her opinion about the movie because why not? Let's let the beautiful person.
Considering that I haven't seen the first one.
I know, I just said that. You're repeating now.
There is a thing I'm doing here. So, considering that I have not seen the first one, this one wasn't bad.
One bad.
Yeah, exactly. This movie wasn't bad.
So, did you like the jokes? You not like the jokes?
Well, at first it wasn't very funny. I was like, is this how the rest of the movie's gonna be? Because this isn't really funny.
I'm talking about like the beginning, like dream sequence and everything.
Yeah, which had nothing to do with anything.
I'll agree with you there. Like, just to spoil this movie a little bit, there's like an opening like dream sequence that has Sean William Scott and Damon Wayans in it.
Yeah.
And they're kind of funny with what they do, but it drags on a bit long. Like, even me, I was like, some of it I was like, yeah, that's kind of funny. But then a lot of parts I was like, that's a thing that's happening in front of me. I don't know why I should care, but it's happening.
Yeah, and after a while, it finally kind of picked up and actually did get funny, and I had a few laughs.
Mm-hmm. I laughed. I guffawed a few times. I was like, and it did not help that if y'all can tell, I'm still a little under the weather. I'm getting over it mostly. Megan, in fact, if y'all heard her last week, she was just beginning to get a little under the weather. Mm-hmm. But thankfully, she's getting over it a little bit quicker than I have because she's got medication. I'm going all natural. Oh.
That felt good.
Yeah, it hurt. Like, boobs are going to hurt for like a week.
That sounded like that hurt.
No, but yeah, I'm going without it, so yeah, every time I'd start laughing, I would begin to cough, and I was trying not to. I was like, trying to keep just the laughter to a lizard laugh, almost.
A lizard laugh?
Yeah.
Okay, that's one I've never heard of, I don't think.
But,
trying to talk to somebody, and you suddenly get congested and start, or one to cough, I was like, ugh.
I know, I felt that way for about a week. It's like, I'm gonna hide. Yeah. But yeah, this movie was fairly funny. I will say, it's not as good as the first one. I thought the first one was still a funnier movie. I think the first one's still going to be a much more memorable film than this one is. This movie, it's still good. I still think it's got some good, funny bits. There is some parts you're just genuinely going to laugh at. I think its biggest problems is mostly just the first one had a bit of a plot kind of running throughout it. This movie, its plot kind of felt like it constantly wanted to take back seats randomly. Like, it would just go take a nap for a bit. It's like, okay, well, the plot finally decided to come back up. And it almost was a little too absurd at times for its own good. It felt like, because it kind of leaned real heavy into that Canadian, like, making fun of how Canadians are so dang goofy, eh?
And how Canadians hate Americans.
Yeah. And after a while, it got a little old. Like, it was just getting on the edge of like, alright, I'm kind of getting tired of that humor. And then we go into different kind of things like the guy's just being weird, pulling people over, which was just the funniest damn thing ever. I will say that whole sequence where they decide, at one point they decide to start just fucking with people when they're pulling them over. It's so much like what they did in the first movie. And it's just this like 10, 15 minute sequence, and it's funny as hell. Like, I laughed throughout the whole damn thing. And also Brian Cox is back in this, and he is funnier than I think he even was in the first one.
I'm just saying, here, sit the fuck down.
Yeah, they give him much more screamy lines and everything, and it works for his character. The guy who plays Farva, he's...
Kevin Heffernan.
Yeah, he's a little bit more in this, and he's a little bit just as obnoxious as he was in the first one. Because that's the thing, in the first one, he felt like he was in smaller doses. It felt like it focused more on Thorny and Rabbit, Mac, and I can't remember the one fuzzy-haired dude. What's his name? The one guy who was dating or who was married to the one lady.
Yeah, I know.
At the beginning. Yeah, now I'll say this much. You do get to kind of have some follow-up to all of it. You also get to learn what happened to them when they were with the Spurbury Police. Because, as you can guess, they were part of the Spurbury Police at the end of the first one.
And why they're no longer.
Yeah, why they're no longer police. And then, oh man, it's funny.
Yeah, they allude to it throughout the movie, and then at the end...
You actually see it, and it's funny as hell. And personally, I would have preferred that be at the beginning. You know, instead of that dream sequence. That dream sequence just felt so out of place. It just felt like it was a really cold opening.
I just felt like, okay, well, here, if you have not seen the first movie, here's kind of a recap of, like, who these guys are and what their names are. And
yeah, and I think they could have done it a little bit better with, let's just put it, Fred Savage. Just say that much. The Fred Savage thing was just the funniest damn thing I've seen in a bit. Which, if you do not laugh during that, you were just cold, soulless bastard. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, this movie, its big problems, it's hard to talk about a comedy without just talking about all the funny bits. Like I said, the big problems for me just stemmed from always the constant Canadian humor to the point to where I was like, okay, let's move beyond it. And it just felt a little too... like they were trying to just write Canadian jokes, and they weren't trying to always write just good jokes. Can't get what I'm saying? Like, we had to have the obvious maple syrup, hockey, stuff like that. Like, one point when these Mounties are all fucking with one other Mountie by acting like they don't understand who Danny DeVito is, legitimately, that part was funny as hell to me. I don't know why. That seems like something I think I would do. Is the reason why. But it's not them being Canadians. It's just them messing with a guy.
Yeah, like any American guys would do it.
Yeah, and it's just funny.
They're just doing it with, these French Canadian accents.
Yeah, and after a while, we'll say the Canadian accents got a little annoying. Like, at least with Rob Lowe, say he pops up in this movie.
Yeah.
He has this obvious Canadian accent, but it's very supposed to be just hey.
Sorry.
It's sorry. But it's not. Like, Will Sasso's in this, and a couple other gentlemen, I do know who they are, and I know they're Americans, and they are putting on this very obviously trying to be French Canadian, and I don't know how an actual French Canadian sounds, and it's awful. Their accents. It gets a little tiresome after a bit. And how did they miss not making a snow joke? Like, making a joke about the rapper slash,
Yeah.
reggae guy, Snow. How? How do you miss this? I don't know.
Maybe because the joke would have been really outdated.
Half this movie was outdated, technically. But to be fair, it still was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, I would say, if you're a huge fan of the first movie, and also of all the Air Broken Lizard stuff, you're going to like this, but you're going to not love it, I don't think. Would you probably agree with that? Like, you can easily like this movie a lot. You can, in fact, like I said, I guffawed a few times. I wouldn't say this is a movie I'd love. This wouldn't be my top 10 comedies of all time. I don't think it'd break top 20. But it's still funny. it seems like I punch this movie in the balls, but...
Yeah, I was saying, like, I did like it. There were a number of times I did laugh, especially anytime they messed with Farva.
Yeah.
Old bastard deserved it.
Oh, they did worse shit to him throughout the first one. At times.
But yeah, I didn't love it. I liked it, I didn't love it.
Yeah. And so, like I said, if you're a big Broken Lizard fan, how would I rate this? Because I will say I never saw Club Dread. I kept meaning to just miss Club Dread constantly. Like Super Troopers is best. What I've seen of Club Dread, it's probably the worst. This is right above Club Dread. It's below Beer Fest, which I actually like Beer Fest a lot. I thought it was stupid and fun.
Yeah.
This, I think, it leaned too much into the stupid to the point where some of the jokes fell a little flat, but whenever the jokes would hit, though, some of them would hit really well. I think there was too much, what's the word I'm looking for? Inconsistency. I really wanted a little bit more consistently good jokes. Too many obvious jokes. Like, those, I'm going to show Megan Super Troopers, and there's going to be a lot of jokes she's not going to see coming, and she's just going to laugh her ass off, and just the pure stupidity of it. She's going to love it.
If you say so.
I know so. If you like this, if you like Super Troopers 2, you're going to really love Super Troopers. Which seems like it deserves to say, but... So, is there more you want to talk about with Super Troopers 2?
Well, apparently there were some bloopers that we missed.
Yeah, there's bloopers at the end of the movie, so go ahead and stay after the credits when you go to see it.
Yeah, we left a little too early.
Yeah. And now we were like, oh, man, there's not going to be anything after the credits. Oh, wait, there is. Whoops.
Well, we figured with all that whole thing with Fred Savage at the end, we thought that was it.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, we're done. Let's get on out of here.
Let's go. Do. Yeah, it's a fine enough movie. It's the best way to put it. Nobody's going to watch this and hate it, I don't think, unless they walk out very early on. But I don't think, I don't think anybody's going to put this as like, oh, this is one of my favorite comedies of this year. It's like, it's not got good enough stoner humor. Humor's a little too safe at times. But when it's really funny, it is really funny.
Yeah, I actually expected there to be a lot more stoner humor and gross humor, but surprisingly it wasn't as much.
Sorry to interrupt you. Yeah, they're really... Broken Lizard are not as notorious about that as, say, like, the people who are behind the Harold and Kumar series, which are based around being stoners. Or even...
Cheech and Chong.
Yeah, Cheech and Chong. Cheech and Chong is, of course, up in smoke.
Very infamous stoners.
Yeah, it's still one of my favorite damn lines from the whole movie, and everybody's gonna think it's like, oh, it's gonna be ones. No, it's whenever he got pulled over and he's high as a kite by a cop. See your license? It's on the bumper, man. Oh, wow, that cracks me up every time. It's so stupid, but it's like, you got what you fucking ass for, cop? So yeah, it's not a stoner movie. The first one has some stoner stuff, but not as much as you would think.
Yeah, I feel like most of the stoner stuff was at the beginning of this movie.
Yeah, and even then...
Just that little dream sequence and like, okay, we're done. Like that, we got that out of our system. Let's get on.
Except for Flova Scotia. Which I will admit I always laughed when they mentioned that. Hey, I will admit that joke, they pounded into the dirt. I laughed every time still. I can't help it. I'm easy to please sometimes. Leaky nipples are my number one funny bone thing. I can't help it.
The hell am I marrying?
A guy who likes the leaky nips.
And it was really hot.
Yeah.
Off me. Let me get off me.
So, what would you give this movie as a final score?
I'd say a good solid 7.
I was wavering between a 7 or an 8. I think I'm going to give this an 8, and that is being a little nice, I'll fully admit. But still, if you're willing to get by some of the weaker spots of this movie, I think you're going to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Are you going to love it? No, I do not think anybody's going to love this. but I think there is enough here to warrant you go see it. Yeah. So go see it, have an open mind, realize it's going to be a little dumb at times. A little bit dumber than you probably would want it to be, but you're going to enjoy yourself for the most part, I think.
Yeah, I like to consider myself above, like, the very, juvenile humor these movies encompass, but I laughed, so.
I don't mind a little juvenile humor if it's done smartly.
You don't seem like an oxymoron.
Yeah. Well, it's like one of my favorite parts from Animal House whenever they're carrying out the booze and that guy trips and falls and Jim Belushi, ah! And just womanly scream there is like, he. I can't help but the scream would be the same scream I would let in that case.
Now, see, my favorite line from that is, "What are you telling those assholes shut up? Hey, shut up, you assholes!"
Or I still like few minutes or a few seconds after that scene where the guy drops all the liquor, and they go, "They took all the shit. They didn't take stuff we didn't steal. He took the bar, the whole fucking bar."
For him guzzling that thing is clearly not.
Looks like it's in Jack Daniels box. Nope, it's very much Coke.
Fizzing.
Mm-hmm. Thanks. I needed that. Sorry, we could quote Animal House all day long.
Especially we just saw last night.
Mm-hmm. I think I've probably seen Animal House like 30 times.
I still don't know how they don't, like, when he's on the ladder, like, how they don't hear him or see him.
Pardon me. Sorry, y'all. Like I said, I laugh, I cough. I don't know how either. Well, we're going to go ahead and cut this because we're just talking about Animal House now. We could do that all night long.
We'll laugh ourselves stupid over it.
Yeah, we'll be back here. Megan's going to die, and so am I. So
I'm just going to keel over.
Yeah, don't mind us. Yeah, we'll be back sometime later later, next week. In a week's time with, of course, the biggest movie of the year. We're just going to go ahead and say it's the biggest movie this year. We can't help it. Avengers Infinity War. I'm probably going to get my tickets now. So, until then, we'll see y'all later. So, bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.